Hi everyone, it's Stacy. Thanks for stopping by again. I have somebody very special with me today. Her name is Betsy Opit. Hi Betsy.
Hey Stacy, how are you?
Well, I'm good. I'm so glad you're here today. Betsy is the founder and the creator of Betsy's Best Butters, all different kind of nut butters. And we're going to have a great conversation and talk about what inspired her and just everything wonderful about this lady. Not only is she beautiful, did I hear that you also a former beauty queen?
Yes, Miss Indiana 2000.
Wow.
16 years ago. But
16,
yes.
well, you're still beautiful.
Thank you.
So I'm going to start asking you some questions about her product, and she's got some great things to share with us, and it's all healthy stuff we're going to be talking about today. So Betsy, since you are the creator and the founder of this, can you tell me a little bit about your career background? I know that you were in health and nutrition,
Right.
and that seemed to be the focus throughout your whole life. What got you started on the path?
Yes. Actually, when I was 14, I knew what I wanted to be when I grew up, and it was a registered dietitian. So I'm from Indiana. I went to school at Ball State, did my internship through Purdue University, got my credentialing as a registered dietitian, and I've had a practice for the past 8 years here in Florida, but I've been a dietitian for 15 years.
Wow.
And passionate about food, health, and helping others and inspiring them towards a healthier lifestyle.
That's great. I mean, it's so important to have somebody that's in a career that has passion about
Right.
what they're doing. Passion is like the icing on the cake.
Right.
It makes all the difference. So as a dietitian, what did you find about nut butters where were they lacking?
Well, actually, the inspiration behind this was due to my daughter, who was a picky eater. And of course, being a dietitian, I want to bring home all natural products. So I'd bring home just freshly ground nuts, and she would turn her nose up. I'm not eating that. I'm like, I'm a mother. What am I going to do? She's going into school, and she won't eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So what inspired me was creating something healthier that I didn't have to compromise taste for health. So I got out my Vitamix and I just started being crafty in the kitchen and throwing all these fun ingredients. And growing up, I loved cinnamon. Cinnamon toast was my favorite.
I love cinnamon.
So that was initially the first ingredient I added to my all-natural butters, along with, I like to sneak food in my family's meals. So I snuck some chia seeds, a little bit of Himalayan salt and honey to sweeten it a tad, and came up with this beautiful recipe.
Let me tell you, I am so hooked on the almond butter. I just made a brownie with a zucchini brownie, and I put the almond butter, called for peanut butter, but I said I want to try the almond butter in it, and man,
It's killer.
it was
my true
great.
addiction too, and it's our bestseller.
Oh, it's so good. What was your family's reaction to the recipe?
Well, I'll tell you, my daughter's my #1 fan. And the funny thing is, I was having so much fun making these butters for my family that I would make batches and batches, and obviously the three of us couldn't consume all these butters, so I started bringing it into my office at work, and literally 2 days later, I'm like, where'd my nut butters go? And they're like, Betsy, we ate them. I go, you ate that whole jar? And so I could see it was a hit, and people really encouraged me that I had something very unique and that the rest of the public should be privileged too. So that's how we started in a little farmer's market, and we've grown since then.
Oh, and I'm so glad you did. And you just told me something before, which I found was so interesting. I had told you that I had put it in the refrigerator, and because I couldn't wait to put it on my bread or whatever, and I broke the bread and the cracker, and you told me I don't have to put it in the refrigerator.
Yes, nut butters do not have to go in the refrigerator. Honestly, if you eat them pretty quickly like our family does, we polish off a jar in a week or two, it can sit on the shelf. They just put that on the label just to prevent separation, but naturally you just stir it back up and you're good to go, so you can keep it on your
I am
counter.
so excited.
Yes.
And if it's on my counter, I probably eat a little bit more of it.
Yep.
And what was the reason that you decided to mass produce the product?
Well, we just kind of grew naturally as a business you would hope would happen. Like I mentioned, we started in a farmer's market, which is one Saturday of a week, and we literally would sell out of all 200 and some jars that we made the night before. And I remember the point where we're like, okay, we're ready to grow out of a farmer's market. And so the very first retailer that brought us in was Whole Foods.
Wow.
So we went from a farmer's market to a Whole Foods store. And so we were in the state of Florida through Whole Foods. And as of January 1st of this year, we were in 50 stores. As of next month, we're going to be close to 2,000 stores. So we've had a tremendous growth this year, a great sales team, and literally, I like to say it's love at first bite. And I think
I
that's
agree.
what the retailers notice when they dig into our butters, that it's something unique and special.
I have to absolutely agree. You know, I kind of stayed away from peanut butters because, you know, regular peanut butters, they're so filled with, what is it?
Partially hydrogenated oils
Yeah.
or high fructose corn syrup.
Right. And so they can last forever because of that. Is there actually a shelf life to your products?
Yes, ours is a year.
Okay.
Once you open it, if you keep it in the refrigerator, it will last up to a year. But if not, and you keep it on the counter, 6 months is generally what we recommend.
I know that because you do a lot of PR work with your product and you go to a lot of places and you talk to a lot of people. Has there been any stories about like people telling you about your product and what they loved?
That is my favorite thing, is hearing people's first experience. Because it's funny, when I'll demo, I say, this might be your first experience, but I promise it won't be your last. And I will never forget this moment. We were at the farmer's market, and this 85-year-old man had come up to our booth, and he had purchased a jar the week before, and he said, well, I already polished it. I'm coming back for the next. He goes, I got caught with my spoon in the jar. He was literally just eating
Like
it by
your hand
the
in the
spoon.
cookie jar.
Right. He was just eating it by the spoon. His wife said, what are you doing? So it's that true healthy addiction, and you got to feel good about it. And one thing when I created this line is I really want people to not look at this as a spread. You know, typically peanut butter is thought of on bread, on crackers. This is a unique ingredient to enhance any recipe. You gave a perfect example of putting it in your zucchini bread. My special recipe of my banana bread at home always calls for 2 tablespoons of a nut butter. And everyone's like, why is this so amazing? I'm like, it's my secret ingredient. I use it as marinades. I'm going to do a nice salad recipe today. I use it as a dessert topping. You can put over ice cream or even a plain Greek yogurt, add a spoonful in. Or when you have oatmeal in the morning, if you want to add more protein, add a spoonful of almond butter. Now it has cinnamon and protein and chia seeds, and now your oatmeal is even healthier.
Oh, I love that. I'm doing that tomorrow. And I love that it's, you know, it's all natural, it's non-GMO. I mean, all those things are so important. And are some of them gluten-free?
They're all gluten-free. And being a dietitian, that's my background. That was the most important thing. And I actually kind of worked a little backwards. Most people create the recipe. I actually looked at the ingredients and the nutrition fact first to make sure it fit within my guidelines.
Right, because that's your background.
I don't want the sugar high. I don't want the salt high. I want high fiber, high antioxidants. You know, we use the fine quality, high quality ingredients. That's why we call it gourmet. Yeah. And that's why it might be priced a little bit higher, but it's because we're sourcing what's good for you.
Right. Well, it's the Louboutin of
nut butters, right?
Nut butters. You know, it's the old saying: you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
And anything. I mean, to eat healthy is more money than eating a processed thing. So I believe they're worth every penny in my department. I just love it. Are there any misconceptions about the nut butters? Because I know, like, some people say, you know, they're kind of high in fat. Or is there anything about your butters that are different than any of the like store brand type butters?
Yeah. Butters? So some people might pick them up and go, oh my gosh, they're high in fat. I can't eat this. And I have to educate, being a dietitian, of course, that there's different types of fats that are good. Of course, digging into like butter is not going to be healthy, but these are loaded with antioxidants. They're monounsaturated fats. They're not artery clogging fats, but they're also filling. But you have to be careful because it is higher in calories and fat, that you should also portion control it. You don't want to eat a whole jar in 2 days, although I know it's easy to do, but absolutely. So that's the biggest thing. And why mine are different is because I add things like chia seeds into it. And the chia seeds offer a lot more fiber. They're low in sugar. They might taste sweeter because the cinnamon kind of highlights a sweeter note. Almonds kind of are a little naturally sweeter. We add a little bit of honey and stevia. But other than that, they're all under. This one's 2 grams of sugar, and all the others are about 3 grams of sugar or under.
I love that you add the stevia in there instead of just pouring some white sugar in there. I mean, that makes all the difference. And where can the viewers buy your products now?
So if you're in Florida, we have various locations. We have a store locator on our website at betsysbest.com, but you can certainly find us at Whole Foods. Once you travel outside of Florida, in the Carolina area and kind of the southern region, we're in Ingalls, Harris Teeter's, Lowe's Markets, which are a big chain. We're also in Indiana, where I'm from, in the Marsh locations there. We've actually now opened up stores in Chicago, Standard Market, Plum Market, and Caputo's. And we are West Coast based too, out in California at Bristol Farms and some of the Vons Albertsons. So we are growing very quickly. We have one big, huge announcement that has not been let out yet.
Ooh,
We got into Kroger, so let's go Krogering. And that's where I grew up. Shopping was a local Kroger's, but they have close, I think they're going to put us anywhere from about 1,100 to 1,700 of their stores. So we're over the moon.
Oh my God, congratulations
thank
for that.
you.
And then if they buy it, we're also going to have a coupon code for my viewers.
Yes.
So if they go to your website, they can buy it.
Yep, go to betsysbest.com and the coupon code is ANGEL and you get $5 off your first order, and any order over $49 is free shipping.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that, Angel. What's the one thing that you want to make sure the viewers understand about your company?
That I am very much a down-to-earth, mom-minded person.
You are.
I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'm very passionate about people, and I care about everyone. And that's even this company, everyone that works in the company is just very caring. We care about what we do with the company, that everything is ethical, that our ingredients have integrity, and that we produce the best tasting nut butter. That's why we call it Betsy's Best.
I just love your passion, because we were talking before and we were saying if you weren't going to be doing this, you would just go right back to, your
a dietitian.
a dietitian, and that's so people-minded, and I'm also people-minded. I love to help people, and I see that heart in you, and I mean that's kind of why we clicked so quickly. Well, I want to say thank you for sharing your information about your product. I love it. My husband loves it. I haven't had my kids taste it yet, but
Your dog will love it.
What?
Dogs love the peanut butter.
I
Yes,
never thought about
I
doing
have
that.
a doggy treat recipe on my website. I have over 60 recipes, and one of them is a dog treat. You'll have to check it out.
Oh no. Betsy, thank you so much for coming and sharing your product with us. I can't wait till my viewers try your product, because they're going to love them as much as I do. Betsy and I are going to get busy in the kitchen whipping up some of the recipes that are on her website. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on it, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, don't forget, you were born to be a blessing. Bye-bye.